Yo, what up? It's me, Daniel, and I'm eating some breakfast. It's some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's cereal. It tastes good. Okay, I made this video so I can show you Train Simulator 12, and I'm gonna show you my own line, the P train. But it's not gonna be the line that goes from Brooklyn to the Bronx. It's gonna be the line that goes from Brooklyn to Queens and stuff like that. As you could see, real P line, no Manhattan. And instead of using R160s and R142As, I'm just gonna be using R46s because those are the only trains in Train Simulator 12 that run for the New York City subway. Well, they have many other MTA trains like the Metro North and stuff, but this is the only New York City subway car. So I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, it's loading. Train Simulator. Loading driver. And as you can see, my cursor is a 3 train. Okay. As you can see, I made the N train the P train because, yeah, and I had to make it the P train. I had to make it the N train because, you know, because in this game, they do not have the P train. I know why they don't have it, because I made it up, so instead I just used my favorite train in the New York City subway, the N train. And I also have the R train, but I'm making it local, and it says to Coney Island and stuff. To the front car, it also says N, and then inside view, yeah. And as you can see, the sign says Amboy Street. That's where the train starts. Okay. Now we're about to drive. It goes slow at this slope because of this ramp right here that I made. And then over there is Blake Avenue, because that's the next stop on the train that I made up. Because at first I always used to place bookmarks on Google Chrome of the actual streets, but now I just made it. But I still use the bookmarks though. But now all I have to worry about is the Manhattan line, because that may take a little while, so I'll just wait for Trainz to come out with the entire New York City subway, and then I'll just let an R160 run on the line and call it the P train. Yeah. This is Blake Avenue. I'll just do announcements for now. This is a Queens-bound P Express train. The next stop is Van Cinderland Avenue. Come on, I didn't even get to say stand clear of the closing doors. Well, I'll just say it anyways. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Okay. Okay. Next stop, Van Cinderland Avenue, but since it's express, it's not stopping at Newport Street. And as you can see, I added mad buildings and stuff. And in the back here, I added mad houses. And this is where most of the trees are. And now I'm going to truly make it go express by making it go faster. It took me like 2 to 4 hours to make this, but it's super effective. And as you can see, this is Newport Street, local track. Okay, let me slow down so we can stop. This is Van Cinderland Avenue. Okay, please stop. Please make it in time. Please. Oh, snap, I should have stopped earlier. Oh my gosh, please. Oh, now I gotta back up. Hold on. Okay, let me stop. Alright. Okay. This is a Queens-bound P Express train. The next stop is Skink Avenue. Stand clear to closing doors, please. Well, I was on time anyways. Okay, the train is waiting in the station. And it's just waiting to go. And yeah, so... Okay, now I could go. But I usually make R160 sounds when driving the P train because when I drive it, I want it to seem like an actual R160 even though it's a R46. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yes, my Angry Bird is still right here, my cereal and stuff. Oh, snap! Okay, stop. This is Skink Avenue. Transfers available to the R train. You know what? From now on, I'm calling the local P train the R train because I can't deal with this no more. I cannot. Okay. Yes, and I have other people living here, so you know, yeah. This is a Queens-bound P train. The next stop is Ashford Avenue. And where are the closing doors, please? And that Van Cinderland Avenue before, that's where you're supposed to transfer to the L train. The R143s and the R160s, the R160As, the L. But like, when you're driving the L, I didn't feel like making the L because that would be mad work. So I just left it Van Cinderland Avenue. Okay. Now it's at Skink. The next stop, Ashford Avenue. And then a little bit, I'm going to show you the local line on the R. And I made the R bound for Whitehall Street, even though I didn't make Whitehall Street. But, you know, yeah, excuse me. Okay, this is Ashford Avenue. Yeah, now I'm just going to be making announcements. But I'm going to try and keep you entertained while I do that. So I'll just be talking and stuff. And I never knew until 2 days ago that you could change the car numbers in Surveyor. This is a Queens-bound P train. The next stop is Fountain Avenue, Loring Avenue. This happens all the time. I never get to say stand clear to closing doors. But anyways, stand clear to closing doors, please. Okay, now I have to wait a little. Alright, here we go. And then, because I don't really like to drive in cab mode because it's mad complicated a bit. But sometimes I do it when I'm driving the M7 Metro North. So, on all other trains, especially freight and diesel, well, not really freight and diesel, but mainly the old ones, I just use DDC. And then I made a tunnel here too. And I have a workstation right here. This is Fountain Avenue, Loring Avenue. I just did extra right there. This is a Queens-bound P train. The next stop is Drew Street. And you know Drew Street right by that movie theater. Oh, and by the way, I didn't make it elevated. It's supposed to be elevated. In Queens, it's underground, but I didn't really make it underground in Queens. You see that huge thing over there, this tunnel right here? Yeah, that's, after you get out of that, you're in Queens. So basically, yeah. And okay, so, and as you can see the two workmen just popping out of nowhere. And now, like, Drew Street is right by the movie theater, Lincoln Theater. I bet many of you have been there before. Some of you haven't, because if you're not in the Brooklyn area, you may live somewhere else. But it's close to Queens, too. It's on Linden Boulevard, yeah. This is Drew Street. And this is the stop before Queens, as you can see the tunnel right there. This is a Queens-bound P train. The next stop is South Conduit Avenue, 130th Street. You know what? I'm just gonna let these announcements play by. And if you didn't notice, these train stations are on the tram train from Trainz Classics. And right now, this is Train Simulator 12. Drew Street. And I might as well go inside the cab for this. Because when you're in, like, when you're looking at the interior, or the, yeah, so I'm just gonna be facing the car like this. So, wait. Because this is also cab mode, except that you're just doing something else. Okay. Now the train is driving into the tunnel. I had to do that to show the border between Brooklyn and Queens. And this train goes to JFK Airport, if you didn't know. Ah, snap. This is South Conduit Avenue, 130th Street. You may only see South Conduit Avenue, but, like, I put up a sign right here, 130th Street. No, South Conduit Avenue, Aqueduct Road. My bad. I made a huge boo-boo. Alright. This is South Conduit Avenue, Aqueduct Road. Transfers available to the A train. Oh, finally, both doors opened. This is a JFK International Airport bound P train. The next stop is Lefferts Boulevard, 130th Street. Close the doors, please. I know they're already closed, but I don't really care. So, like, 130th Street is over here at these two stations. And you could, instead of, yeah. And if you're asking again, like I said before, I made this entire route. And then in a little while, I'm going to show you the other. This is Lefferts Boulevard, 130th Street. Okay, now it stops. This is a JFK Airport bound P train. The next and last stop is JFK International Airport, Terminal 4. Well, I mainly do Terminal 4 because Terminal 4 is obviously the biggest terminal in JFK Airport. And that may not look like JFK Airport, but it is, because I didn't have much space for an airport. So I just decided to make it a terminal. And if you see these cars right here, they're food cars. I just left it out so people could buy. It's a price range from $1 to $5.75 for food. And I'll show you in a little bit. This is JFK International Airport. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last stop on this train. Everyone, please leave the train. And like, if you put this station in your town or when you were in Surveyor, you may notice that the doors don't open and there's no passengers at the station. But I just pretend because I think this is a workstation. And look at the two little buffers. I added a arrival time board up there. Now, time for air brakes. It may not sound like air brakes, but it is. Now, I'm gonna put it back around, but I don't have to show you the route again. Now I'm gonna show you the local train. And as you can see right here, I put